Welcome to My The Asshole Podcast. Let's get into it. Without further ado, let's get into the juice of it. We got a thread today. What's the worst way you've been rejected after working up the courage to ask someone out? All right. I asked this girl out and she started to cry and told me I looked just like her brother that died in Iraq and then showed me a photo of him. Okay. I don't know how to feel about that. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be like, so are you going to date me or not? you know what I mean? Like, are you going to date me or not? Because, I don't know what to do with this piece of information. I mean, sorry about your brother, but I mean, probably, I guess not. I guess you wouldn't date me because, then it feels like your brother, you're dating your brother. So maybe that's what I don't know. Let's move on. Asked a girl to the dance in high school. I asked a girl. She said, "What if I have a boyfriend by then?" What? What the fuck? She out here manifesting a man. She was just like, he was like, "Oh, would you like to go to the dance with me?" And she's like, "Well, what if I have a boyfriend by then?" Like, then say no. Then say no. Like, what is the point in, like, not saying no? You know what I mean? Like, why not just say no? Just tell me no. Just be like, "No, I don't want to go to the dance with you. Thanks for asking." Like, what the fuck kind of shit is this? What kind of answer is that? So many times dudes are like, "I don't know, if she likes me or not. I don't know if you know what I mean?" Dudes be so lost because chicks they be saying the weirdest shit. And I'm like, dude, just say no. Just be like, "No, I don't want to go to the dance with you. No, I don't want to date you." Like, just say no. Like, homegirl in literally the first one, she practically said no to homeboy. She was just like, "You look like my brother that died in Iraq." Like, baby girl, I didn't need to know all that. You could have just said no. You know what I mean? Like, let the guy down nice, of course, but you could have just said no. God damn. Y'all out here breaking motherfuckers' hearts. God damn. I had a crush on this boy, and as a girl in middle school, you're not supposed to ask the guy out, but all of his friends said, "Do it, he'll say yes." So I went up to him in the lunchroom in front of everyone, and he stood there smiling, waiting for it. And then when I asked, when I asked, he said, "No, are you kidding me?" Laughed and walked away. It was all set up as a funny joke, and everyone was laughing. Imagine a stupid, cheap movie with those mean high school kids. That was exactly how it went. Oh, that's so fucked up. Like, she's out here got a crush on this little boy, and then out of nowhere, his friends are just like, "Just go ask him, just go ask. He'll say yes, he'll say yes." And they're like, "Oh yeah, oh, he about to turn her fucking ass down. Fuck these bitches, yeah, let's go." Dang, that's fucked up. That is super messed up, bro. Dang, you guys are messed up for that one. You guys out here giving these girls trust issues, man. She said, "What? I've been telling people you are my gay friend." Oh, ain't that about a bitch? Over here just like, "Yeah, I've been meaning to tell you something for a long time. Like, we've been tight for so long, and, I really care about you, so on and so forth. Like, but I like you. I like you more than a friend." And she's just like, "Oh, I told everybody you were my gay friend." Like, okay, dude. I don't even know what to say to that. I'm going to move on. You guys comment, let me know. God damn. When I was like 14, I asked a girl to go out with me. Here's what she said. "But you are ugly, don't you?" I mean, you don't have to say that. You can just say no. Why do you add more? That's just cruel. Yo, she said, "You're ugly, right?" Like, damn. Ruthless, bro. Fucking ruthless. Jesus. I mean, this is probably as bad. I'm not going to say it's worse than, but it's as bad as the episode that I did with the worst way you ever heard somebody was cheating on someone. That was a crazy story. And I was like, yo, bitch is getting away with murder. Bruh. The way these women are turning these dudes down. God damn. Now, like, don't get me wrong. You know, the boys that played the trick on the girl and all that kind of stuff, yeah, it's messed up. But I think the girls are taking it on this one so far. God damn. This was back as a freshman in high school, but a popular guy kept asking me out, making a show out of it before class started. Eventually I said yes. He gave me a pitiful look and said, you know I was just kidding, right? Wow. Come on, bruh. That's cap. That's cap. That is so cap, bro. You're not going to put all that effort and energy into talking to somebody and you're over here fake asking them out. Fuck out of here, man. I wouldn't believe that for a second, bro. I wouldn't believe that for a hot fucking second. Get out of here. You know, you capping, bro. You capping. Oh shit, you are too early. You see, I really wanted to go out with blank, and I decided that if he hadn't asked me out by next Friday, then I would settle for you. So would you please ask me next Saturday, because then I will know if I have to or not. Wait. Just to let anyone who asked know, I did not ask her out again the following Saturday. The other guy never asked her out either. I continued to run into her for a few years in this incident. Okay, so she said, oh shit, you're too early. So he asked her out and she was like, oh, you're too early. Because she really wants to go out with another guy. And she said, okay, if this other guy doesn't ask me out by Saturday, then I'll date this guy as the consolation prize or whatever. So she was like, ask me out on this day and then I got an answer for you. What kind of shit is that? She was over here pre-ordering boyfriends like they're fucking video games and shit. She was just like, don't worry, I got a backup plan. Like, just in case this motherfucker don't work out, I got this motherfucker over here. Like, what the fuck? And then on top of that, she was brazen about it. She was like, hey, look, man, just ask me out this day and I got you. I got an answer for you. I'll you know, if he asks me out, then it'll be a no. But if he doesn't, I got you. We'll date. We'll be great. What the fuck? I ain't gonna lie to you. I'd have probably dated her just to have sex with her and then I would have left. You out here trying to play me? Like, come on, man. That is, oh my God, that's crazy. In first grade, I told some girl I liked her and we should go on a date. Somehow, my goddamn first grade teacher relentlessly made fun of me for it and the whole class did too. That fucked me up for a bit. What the fuck are you asking a girl out on a date in the first grade for, bro? What in the hell? How did you even know what a date was? And when I was in first grade, I didn't know what dates were. What the fuck? I didn't even know that those were things that girls and guys did. I always thought guys and girls, you know, dates were fucking recess. You know what I mean? Like, he was a little more, you know, advanced than I was. Let's see. Asked a friend to a movie or something. When I was 18, she laughed, didn't reply, just laughed. Later, she asked a mutual friend to tell me there was no chance. 2 weeks later, she was at my place asking me to be a date to a party that was coming up and totally into me. I was so confused. What the fuck? That makes no sense. She was just like, he was like, hey, you know, would you want to go to a movie with me? And she's like, ha 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 ha, You are funny. And then she asks a mutual friend to be like, hey, look, can you tell Todd, like, there ain't no chance between us, all right? I want to make that clear. I just don't want to be an asshole. I don't want to be the one to tell him. She's like, all right, cool. Hey, Todd, Sarah don't want to date you. She's like, there's no chance at all. He's like, damn, that fucking sucks. All right, then, it is what it is. And then fast forward, she's like, hey, Todd, will you be my date to this party? Wait, what? What's going on? Like, that is the definition of a chick just being like, no, that was that day. I didn't like you that day, but now I like you this day. Like, huh? What? Like that, make that make sense. You know what I mean? Ladies, help me out here in the comments. Make that make sense for me. I would love to know. Would make that make sense? If a girl is sitting there and she's just like, she doesn't say no, but then she tells a friend to tell the guy that there ain't no way. And then fast forward some weeks later, you ask the dude out to be her date? Like, what? Goddamn. It's like getting to the center of a Tootsie Pop, man. The world may never know. I shuddered multiple times while asking her out. The only thing she said was fail. Then she walked away. Yo, God damn. Yo, girls are ruthless. He literally was just like, would you like to go out with me? And she was like, fail, and just walked off. Like, yo, that shit is scarring. I don't know what I would do. Like, I'm building up all this courage, and then I finally get to ask a girl out. I finally get the opportunity. I got you alone. It's the perfect time. It's like everything's right. And then you're just like, fail. Like, huh? Wait, no, wait, no, okay. Cool. Gonna hold that L. Us guys, man, we gotta hold that L sometimes. Damn, dude. I mean, I wonder, are these guys shooting out of their league or something? I mean, I don't really believe in leagues, if I'm being honest with you. But I guess it's a thing of, are you not really building rapport with these girls? Is it a thing where you're just staring at her day in and day out? You don't know her. You guys are not friends. You've never even said a word to her. And then you are asking her out, because that used to be a big thing back in the day. Guys would stare at a girl and they would ask other people about her, but they never said a single word to her. So it's like the guy would know all this shit about her. He's like, oh yeah, this is her name, this is her favorite color, this is what she likes to do, all this and all that. And I'm just like, oh, so have you ever talked to her? No. Like, you've never even like said anything to her? No, not yet. And then like the first thing the guy will say to her is like, do you want to go out with me? And it's like, bro, what the fuck? Like let me give you a little insight, ladies, on to why some creepy dudes ask you out and you've never met the guy before. What he'll do is he'll go ask everybody that you know, all your friends and people that you just talk to, whatever the case may be. He will ask those people, hey, what's her name? Oh, hey, what is she like? Hey, how old is she? Hey, this and that, and da-da-da. And then this guy feels like he knows you. He feels like he's like, man, I've known her for like 3 months. She is dope, girl. She's so cool and this and that. And then he goes to ask her out and the girl is like, I don't know you. I don't know your name. I don't know what you do, what you like, nothing. I know nothing about you. The fuck are you asking me out for? Like, I feel like this is what's happening. Because there's no way you could walk up to a girl, ask her out, and she's just like, fail. Unless she gets asked out a lot. Which, I don't know about that. I don't know. Alright, let's see. Kind of lost my spot here. Okay. I was convinced that the girl was going to come to a movie with me, but she decided that she didn't want to go, so she sent a text saying, I can't go tonight. Later, I checked Facebook. There are pictures of her with another guy at another movie theater. Oh, damn. That's gotta hurt, brother. I used to be in those kind of positions. I ain't gonna lie to you. Man. It happens. It fucking happens, bro. It's the worst. It is the worst, but it happens, man. It happens. You get flaked on, you think it's one thing, but it's actually another. At that point, I would stop talking to her altogether. Just be like, nope, I'm done. Deuces. She don't give a fuck about me. So we good. I'm done. Oh, hats off to you, brother. All right, one time back in the day of AOL Instant Messenger, this girl was talking to me for a few hours. We had been, we had been friends for a few years, and I had always liked her, but she didn't know that well. Okay. We had been friends for a few years, and I had always liked her, but she probably didn't know me that well. Well, this night she was bugging me about who I liked and wanted to know so bad. Eventually, after probably an hour of deflecting the question, changing the subject, or straight up saying it's private, I said you, and she responded with, okay, well, I have to go now. Bye. She ends up not talking to me for a year, and then the only reason she did talk to me was because we were partnered up in a science class the next year. I also learned that around half the grade's girls was over her house that night for a big sleepover. My school was small, and my grade probably had 30 girls in it, and they all acted noticeably different around me. They wanted to find out who it was so they could embarrass me, as I was a large dude back then, and people like making fun of big people. And when they found out it was her, well, I was apparently still the butt of the joke. Middle school was a lot of fun. Damn, dude. That's gotta suck. Oh, like, my thing is, why do you want to know so damn bad? And then when I tell you the answer, you don't like the fucking answer. You know what I mean? Like, come on. And then I bet she got teased a lot about that, though, if I'm being honest with you. Because obviously, this is back in the day kind of shit, middle school, whatever. So I can guarantee you she got teased a lot about it. Yeah, it was kind of a thing where they were just like, oh my God, ooh, the fat boy likes you, ooh. And I'm sure she got teased a lot about it, so that's why maybe they were acting different towards him or whatever, but... oh, damn, dude. That kind of sucks. I feel bad for homeboy, man. All right, we're going to do like 3 more. Let's see. In second grade, I built up the courage to tell this girl, Casey, I liked her. I only told my friend Daniel how I felt. I got off the bus stop 3 blocks from mine. I started walking towards her and said, hi, Casey, She interrupts me and yells, why did you get off the bus? I don't like you. I don't want you to ever talk to me. Daniel told me everything. Just leave me alone forever. I was pretty broken up about it. I marched right up to my friend Daniel's house to kick his ass, but his aunt told me he moved that day. Daniel, if you're out there, fuck you. That nigga Daniel set up his homeboy for failure. He was over here just like, Daniel, yo, bro, Casey is so cute, man. I want to ask her out, dude. What I'm going to do is on the bus, right? I'm going to get off on her stop and I'm going to ask her out, man. I really like her. And he's like, man, yeah, you should do it. And then this motherfucker was just like, ooh, I'm about to spill the tea. He said, hey, yo, Casey, come here. Homeboy said he liked you. He said he was going to get off the bus a little early with you, and then he was going to try to ask you out. And she was probably just like, ew, no, I don't like him. Da, 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 da. He was like, hey, do what you going to do with that. I'm just letting you know. And then busted the bubble. That motherfucker was just like, oh, I'm about to go to that nigga's house. I'm about to beat his ass. And the auntie was just like, sorry, he don't live here no more. And he was like, Daniel. Oh, my God. That's fucked up, man. All right. 2 more. High school, my awkward phase. My mother tells me I'm pretty and I finally get up the courage to ask out the cutest guy in my year to the movies. He says I'll have to think about it and he takes my cell number, which I thought was a good sign. We texted a few times arranging to meet up at the movies. Gets to the day, I'm getting ready to go, make myself look all pretty and do my hair nice. I get to the movies, he's there, but so are all of his friends. All of them, including the guy I liked, are laughing at the absurdity that he could ever want to go out with me, laughing at the fact that I got dressed up. It was all a big prank. Dude, what is the appeal of playing with people's emotions like that? Yo, that is so upsetting. I would feel so bad if a girl was the one that asked me out, mind you. All right. She asked me out. And then just that alone, I would have kind of been like, huh, all right, I'll give it a shot. It's one date. You know what I mean? Even if you go on that date and you're just like, it's not me, then you could just tell the girl and you can move on with your life. Like, why make it into such a spectacle? Dang, that's so fucked up. Like, why would you do something like that? And then she gets all dressed up and pretty and looking nice and whatnot, and you gonna laugh at her? Oh, dude, that's so fucked up. I could never understand that. I could never do something like that. And I'm sure this is the reason why girls don't ask dudes out anymore. I think that's why this is a lost art now, where women are like, nah, fuck that shit. If he don't ask me out, on to the next, because of this type of bullshit, man. Out here fucking it up for the rest of us. God. All right, last scenario. I'm gonna try to find a good one. Let's see. Oh, here we go. In 10th grade for prom, I did a big romantic ask involving our school's marquee, the big signs with interchangeable letters outside some schools. She said yes. However, the night came, I picked her up. She refused to take pictures with me, barely ate her dinner, and turns out when we got to prom that she had used me just to get a ride to prom. On the outskirts of Houston, around an hour away, because she didn't have a car, and her actual date lived out where the prom was and didn't want to drive into town to pick her up. So we get to prom. Literally the second we walk inside, she runs away and jumps into another guy's arms. No fucking way. Yeah, that is wild. Homeboy did the most, and this nigga over here didn't do shit. He was like, nah, I don't know. I'm not going to fucking pick you up. Look, if you can find a way to get to the prom, baby, I got you. And she's like, all right, I got to find a way to get to the fucking prom. What I can do is I'll ask a guy who will take me to the prom. And then, I'm going to just wait out through his bullshit. And then once we get to the prom, I'm going to go find my man. Like, yo, what kind of shit is that? That is scary. Oh my God. As a dude, you have no idea how that would just make my blood boil, especially being in 10th grade. I'm like 14, 15 at that age. Bro, I'd be sitting there like, the fuck did you say yes to me for then? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is going on here? Why even say yes? I get why you said yes, I guess, because, you using me for a ride, but damn, that's some heinous ass shit. Yo, you girls are evil, man. Getting away with murder. Getting away with murder. I'm going to say it and I'm going to say it again. I said it on the fucking last podcast, bro. But you all getting away with that murder, bro. God damn. Y'all is just... The last episode we did, man, it was awful. The murder y'all was getting away with. Jesus. And y'all getting away with it even more. I ain't gonna lie to you. God. But that's gonna go ahead and be that thread. Oh my God. We're gonna step into the announcements. I have a huge announcement for you guys. Sunday, December 10th is going to be Am I the Asshole Podcast first ever live episode. Okay, our first live episode. This episode will go up on December 7th. Okay, so this episode is going to go up on December 7th. Like I said, on Sunday, December 10th is going to be our first ever live episode on TikTok. So please follow us on TikTok. And if you see us live, jump into the live. We're going to do an episode just like we do every Tuesday, Thursday. Every Tuesday, Thursday, you know, we have the thread. We go through the Am I the Asshole scenarios. I'll usually talk about some other stuff, whatever. But it's going to be our very first live episode. So please be there. My goal is about 50 live people. Hopefully we can get more than that, but you know, tell your friends, tell your dog, tell your cat, hop in the live. Let's chat. Let's talk. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be answering all you guys' questions. You guys can comment about the scenarios as we go through them, all the good stuff. You guys will get pretty much an episode like this live. If you miss the live, don't worry, I got you. You can still catch the live episode after the fact. I'll be recording it and everything. It'll go up on Spotify as well as Apple Podcasts as well as YouTube. So you can always watch it back. If you jump in even in the middle, don't worry about it. It's all good. So December 10th, 5 p.m. All right. December 10th, 5 p.m. Mark it in your calendar. First ever live show. We're going to start doing this every week. Every Sunday at 5 p.m. we're going to go live on TikTok. You guys come in. We're going to kick it. We're going to go through some crazy wacky threads, some crazy scenarios, some Patreon submitted scenarios, all that stuff. I am adding more to the podcast repertoire. You guys are going to be getting so many episodes a week. It's going to be ridiculous. You guys are going to get a Tuesday episode, a Thursday episode, as well as a Sunday live episode. And then obviously if you're on Patreon, then you get a Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday episode. So get on that Patreon for an extra episode. It's only $3 a month. You get that exclusive episode as well as the ability to send in your own scenario. So make sure you get in there, $3 a month, patreon.com/Am I the Asshole Podcast. But yeah, I hope to see you guys in the live. You know, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be promoting it here and there, so you guys will kind of see it a lot. I'll be promoting it on Instagram as well as TikTok, so that way you guys will know that's what's going on. But yeah, that'll probably be that. Thank you guys for all the support on TikTok. We've been kind of flying through. I've been appreciate everything, all of the comments and stuff like that. You guys have been killing it. Thank you. Please follow on TikTok and Instagram. All the clips are there. Keep rating, downloading on Spotify and Apple Music or Apple Podcasts. I keep saying Apple Music. I am so stupid. But yeah, Apple Podcasts. Thank you guys so much for all the support, though. I've been appreciating everything. You guys have been making this happen, and it's why I want to give you guys more content. You guys are supporting all the content that I'm putting out, so I'm like, why not give you guys more content? You know, it's for free, and as we know, if it's for free, then it's for me. All right, so like I said, Sunday, December 10th, 5 p.m. we're going to do a live episode. If you missed the live episode, don't worry about it. You all Gucci, man. I will post it up there on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, as well as YouTube, and you guys can check out the live there. If you guys check out the live, you know, you listen to it, you know, say, you know what I mean, you missed it or whatever, catch us back on the next Sunday. Every single Sunday at 5 p.m. we're going to be going live on TikTok, so check us out there, man. All right. Without further ado, let's get into the scenarios. Today is not really more of scenarios. Today is actually like Patreon stories. I went ahead and asked my Patreons. I was like, hey, tell me a story. Just tell me a story. Fuck it. Tell me a story. Tell me something funny, something embarrassing, something kind of crazy. Tell me a story. So that's what we got today. So today is a little bit different. We don't really have like scenarios where they're like, oh, am I the asshole or am I wrong or anything like that. This is all just stories. This is all shit that they wanted to share with me and that I'm sharing with you guys. So let's go and check it out. We got story 1. It's called Drama Help. So I'm friends with another girl, also female myself. Well, we got really close to the point I'm going to every function with her and stuff like that. Well, her sister-in-law has been filling me in on the family drama, but she also adds her own comments in there, kind of shit-talking. Well, it confused my brain when the same people she's talking about are the same ones she's inviting and hanging out with almost every day. So I decided to come up with a little white lie and see what would happen. Just as suspected, she ran back and told whoever it was about, and now I'm fake. I get lying wasn't the way, but she's fake as fuck. And by the way, I've been friends with my friend for over a year now, and the sister-in-law for over 5 months. Oh my God. That's kind of stupid, man. That is ridiculous. Like, look, man, for me, I can't be friends with people who just spread my shit around, if I'm being honest with you. Like, my friend circle are people who I can tell shit to. And if I tell them, hey, no, don't say anything, they won't say anything. I can't stand when I tell something to somebody and then they feel like they got to go tell everybody and they whole mamas about it. I can't stand that. I'm like, dude, I told you this in secret. Like, what are you doing? And you out here, and she caught that motherfucker. She was like, I'm gonna spread a little lie and see if this bitch actually telling some shit, Man, cause like, come on, bro. Like I said, I can't stand those people. If I'm being honest with you, I can't stand people who you tell them something and they feel like they gotta tell everybody and their mama about it. Nah, I'm good on that, bro. All right, we got our next story. Vomited on my partner's penis while sucking him. So he and I met after a few months and I got down to the deed. Of course, I was gagging like always, but I wanted to slow down. It felt like I'll vomit, but then I thought that, hey, that ain't gonna happen. That doesn't happen. But it did. And I ended up vomiting on his dick. I felt so embarrassed, but he was a huge support about it. Got up and washed up, stroked it on my face, and got done. We're in a relationship since the last 7 years. Wow. I don't know how I would feel if a girl is sucking my dick and then she just all over it. Like, I would be in such shock, if I'm being honest with you. I'd be like, did you just fucking throw up on my dick? I would be in such shock, bro. This man act like it happened to him before or something. I would be in such shock. I'd be like, did you just fucking throw up on my dick? Bro. And then my thing is, my nigga, how did you still nut after that? Because she was just like, oh, he just jerked it off on her face and then that was that. My dick would be soft instantly. It would just be like an instant, bro. I would go from hard to soft so fucking fast over some shit like that. I got to throw up all over my dick and lap. That is just nasty. And then for me, I'm the type of person, when I see it, it makes me do it. That would be all bad. Oh, that would be all bad. I feel so bad for her. But hey, good thing he was supportive. It was the start of a beautiful 7-year relationship. So hey, good on them, man. Good on them. God, but I don't know if I could do it. Yeah, I don't know if I could do it, bro. All right, we got our next one. Am I wrong for asking my ex-boyfriend to delete nudes I sent? And this is why y'all motherfuckers don't send nudes. See, there was a girl that sent in a scenario on Patreon, and she was like, oh, I've been talking to this dude for 2 days, and then he asked for nudes. And I'm just like, why y'all bitches be sending some nudes? But I guess it's understandable because they were dating, so they were probably together for a while. Yeah. All right, so I, 30 female, was in a relationship with my ex, 31 male, for 3 years. During that time, I sent him nudes. He sent me no nudes. I didn't think much of it until then. I recently thought we might get back together, and I sent him more during a moment of stupidity while I was drinking. Since then, I've realized I've made a mistake and feel very uncomfortable that he has 3 images of me. So I asked him to delete all of my nude pictures. He's refused. He says they were gifted to him, and he won't delete them. He maintains that they're his. I maintain that because they're images of my body, that when I ask for deletion, my consent for him to have them removed. Am I in the wrong? No. Yes, you are in the wrong. Because this is why, for me, I understand you wanting to send nude pictures or spicy pictures to your guy. Understandable. 100%. But you got to understand that when you guys break up, you have no control over that anymore. You know, like, sorry to say, you just don't. You gave your consent because you were the one that sent them. You can't just retract your consent just because now the circumstances have changed. Sorry, you gave the consent. It's like if you had sex with him and then you guys broke up and then you're just like, he raped me. No, that's not how it works. You gave consent to us having sex when we were in a relationship. But just because we are broken up now, that sex is not rape. You know what I mean? That is the perfect equivalent. It's like, no, it doesn't work that way. You gave consent when you sent the pictures. What I do with them is what I do with them. And that's why, for me, I don't condone any girl sending nude pictures to a guy that she's dating or with or talking to or whatever. And unless you are about that life. Unless you're about that OnlyFans life. Unless you're about that fucking, spicy picture life and you can risk having that shit online. Let's be honest here. That's why I don't condone it, bro. We live in an internet world now where everything is on the internet and it stays there forever. Reason being is because, sure, he could post those pictures online and then delete them off his phone. But guess what? Somebody runs into those pictures, screenshot, and even if they get deleted off of the whatever website he put them on or wherever he put them, homeboy has a screenshot. He can send it to his homies, and his homies can send to his homies, and so on and so forth. Like, dude, you gotta understand the world that we live in now. Sending nudes for a girl is like a big, big, big thing. Unless you about that life, be careful. I do think you are wrong for this. Why? Because you gave consent already. You can't just pull back that consent just because you guys aren't dating anymore. Sorry, you fucked up. You're going to have to take the L on this one, and hope that he's at least a decent enough guy to not post it on the internet, put it on Pornhub or something. I don't know. That's, like I said, man, that's why I don't condone for it. I don't ever, want women to ever send nudes. I look at it like, shit, if your dude wants to see you nude, you better tell him, hey, get your ass over here, because I can guarantee you he'll hop in that car real fast to come see you naked. 100%. So why do you gotta send pictures? Just saying. It's the world we live in, baby. All right. Let's see here. No. Okay. The next story. My grandma cried when she found my dildo. Okay. So when I was like 18 or 19, I was living with my grandparents. One day I walked into the kitchen and my grandma was doing the dishes, clearly upset. I asked her what was wrong and she started crying, which she never does. So she looks at me and she's like, I thought you told me you weren't doing that. Honestly, I had 100 things go through my head of what did I yeah, what did that I said, hold on. Honestly, I had like 100 things go through my head of what I did that I said I wasn't. Okay. I was just looking at her dumbfounded. She goes, I found your bong. You said you were done smoking weed. So I look at her and I'm thinking, because I wasn't smoking at the time and didn't even own a bong, then it hits me. The purple thing in my bag, I asked her. Yes. Oh, Grandma, that's not a bong. That's my dildo. Silence. I started laughing so hard that I'm crying. My grandma is beyond embarrassed. She shouldn't have been going through my bag anyway, and she learned her lesson that day. I immediately told my mom and my friends, and anytime we bring it up, my grandma just doesn't say anything. I think about it every time I hit a bong now and giggle. Oh my God. And then to add injury to I don't know that fucking saying. To add, insult to injury, she is smoking weed. Like at the end, she's just like, oh, I told my grandma I wasn't smoking weed, but now I laugh about it every time I smoke weed. Like, oh, okay, you out here lying to your grandma, but whatever. Oh, but that's funny, man. That is so, grandmas are so innocent, man. They are so innocent. You got to protect them sometimes. I thought that was so funny. She was so embarrassed. Oh my gosh, she was so embarrassed over that. She was just like, oh my God, you put that in your pussy. Like, oh Jesus. All right. Wow. I touched that. Oh, that would be the most embarrassing part for me. I'd be like, oh my God, I touched it. Like, oh, that's nasty. I cannot believe I touched my granddaughter's dildo that she puts inside of her. God, oh, wow. That is hilarious. Oh my God. All right. This next story is called Fainted My First Time Having Sex. Okay. Story. I, 19 male, have known my girlfriend, 20 female, since we were in kindergarten. We had split apart in high school because of our different friend groups, and we reconnected during COVID. Anyway, we got to talking, became boyfriend and girlfriend. We FaceTimed and talked as much as we could and got to know each other. We used to sext and send each other sexy messages and pics back and forth, but decided to wait to do it. And one eventful day, we were at the mall and we got hot for each other and we moved to the back of the car. It must have been 30 degrees Celsius in the car as it was summer. And I stripped her naked and went down on her. And she was having a good time and said, I want to suck on that mushroom tip. Show it to me. All right. I lost my mind and whipped my dong out, and she started to go down on me, and I was beyond happy. The moment of my life. She was going for 5 minutes while I was rubbing her off and fingering her, and we kept going, and she wanted me to finish and kept trusting and upping the speed. Well, that's when it all went downhill. I can't handle heat very well, and since it was getting hotter and hotter and I couldn't get comfortable, I started sweating and stink. I started to sweat and stink. She didn't mind and kept going, but I couldn't finish because of the heat and the fact that I was starting to see shapes and colors as I was seconds away from fainting. I didn't want to tell her to stop. Why would I? But that's when it happened. I passed out butt naked with a hot, sexy girl on my dick and my hand in her. I don't remember what happened after, but she recapped for me. She stopped off and took my finger out of her and cleaned me up, clothed herself, and then me, opened the car doors for air and ran to get a Gatorade inside the mall while the windows were down and I could breathe. That was my first sex experience, and it's been 3 years with my girlfriend now, and we couldn't be happier. And the time we laugh about it, how I passed out because of how good she was blowing me. Yeah. That is crazy. they were friends for a long time. They reconnected. They go to, they're sexting back and forth, whatnot, but they're waiting to have sex. And then all of a sudden, they're at the mall and they're just like, yo, whew, goddamn, I want you right now. Me too. They get into the back of the car and it's summertime. And he's like, oh my God. Woo! She is sucking the soul out of me. Oh, Jesus. I'm seeing stars. I'm seeing shapes. And that nigga just, and she's just like, oh my God, holy fuck. Yo, she's a real one for that. I ain't gonna lie to you. She's a real one for that. She literally saw homeboy and was like, oh my God, he fucking passed out on me. And she just jumped into action. Like, she got dressed, she dressed him, rolled down the windows, got that nigga a Gatorade. Man, she's a real one. That's a keeper. That's a keeper for you. I don't know too many girls that would know what to do. I feel like they would just get dressed and then just kind of sit there and you would just be naked in the back seat like you know what I mean? You just be passed the fuck out and they're just sitting there waiting for you to wake up. Like, at least she knew what to do. Oh man. That's funny though. Hey, good times though. Good times. I give it to him. Good times. Oh my God. All right. Cool. Let's get into our next one. Okay, next story. Teacher showed us her ass. Okay. This happened when I was in 7th grade. So I think I was 12, 13 or so, about 25 years ago. We had a home economics class and the teacher was new that year. She was in her early 20s. She was one of those teachers that tried to be cool and friends with the class. One of my classmates would talk about the different tattoos he wanted to get when he was older. A girl in his group asked the teacher if she had tattoos and she said yes, but she can't show us. For about 10 minutes, there was talking, different kids asking for her to show us, and she said, fine. Then she turned around, lifted the back of her shirt, and dropped her pants halfway down, her ass showing us a god-awful, sickly purple butterfly. It had badly drawn wings, where the bottom parts went halfway down her ass in the weird narrow spot, then bulged out kind of like a drop of water. So she got a really shitty butterfly tramp stamp, pretty much. That's what I'm getting out of this. She got a really shitty butterfly tramp stamp. All right. The class at that point got a real quiet because the teacher shouldn't be showing us her ass. Yeah, right? She noticed the awkwardness, quickly pulled up her pants and asked us not to tell anybody. I don't think any of us did because she was still working there by the time I graduated school. That's the day I think she learned to keep a healthy boundary between her students and teachers. It was also the day we learned she didn't wear underwear. Wow. God damn, bruh. That is correct. Wow. I mean, imagine. God damn. She over here just like, okay, fuck it. I'll just do it. I like, what do you think? God, nobody said anything because, she'd have been fired with the quickness. Jesus. And then the fact that you kind of sharing it on a public podcast, like, all right then, like, do you, girl? I mean, obviously, I guess, the boy shared it, when he was younger, but hey, it is what it is, man. That some teachers be wild out here. Like, that's too much for a 13-year-old boy, especially, you're a little boy, you going through puberty, you just seeing a girl just straight ass. Yeah, man, I can tell you, man, there was probably a lot of little boys in there that had some hard penises, I can tell you. They were just like, yo, because, I mean, think about it. If, like, her bare ass was out, don't you think that they may have, like, saw her coochie a little bit, too? Like, don't you think? I don't know, but all I know is that's not something you should be showing a 12 and 13-year-old, like, ooh, that's a little crazy. That's a wild story, brother. That's a wild story. Man, thank you for sharing. That is a wild story. God, because I've never had a teacher that cool. Oh my God. All right, we got our next story. The homeless man by my friend's house. So, back when I was about 6, me and my brother would go over to a friend's house. We would go over quite frequently for cookouts and friendly meetups, that sort of thing. They had a relatively large yard for the area they lived in, spanning about 150 yards long and extending a bit further into a set of woods. Well, there were a few rumors spreading between us and the other family that there was a homeless man living by the property and occasionally walking through the woods. However, kids being kids, our friends started making rumors that the man would shout at them from a distance and talk to them. Nobody took this seriously, of course, being that nobody ever saw the man. However, the kids started talking more about the man, and when he became a more prevalent figure in our playing outside, the adults took it more seriously and would watch us playing just in case. Then their dads started finding pretty big logs of human feces. They were often in the woods and would be there every few months. This worried the hell out of everyone because there was now physical evidence of someone being in the woods at least. Well, long story short, my brother who was regularly constipated from eating unfortunate amounts of cheese would have to go, but because he was so short and the yard was so long, he just went in the woods and kept it a secret for years because he thought he would get in trouble. So I don't think there was rumors of a homeless man in like their backyard or whatever, but turns out it was his little brother just dookieing because he would eat a crazy amount of cheese, and so the dookies that they were finding was his brothers. Imagine being a parent though, and like you're hearing from all the neighbor kids and your kids that there is a homeless man, in the woods of your backyard. And so you're like, nah, that's just kids being kids. That's their little rumors, whatever. It's like their boogeyman, Then you out on your yard and you start seeing some dookies and you're like, oh, maybe these kids got a little something right. So then you're surveying, all of a sudden, then you find out that it's your son taking a shit in the backyard. Oh my God. That has to be the weirdest story ever. I'm actually loving this. I'm gonna have to do this more often on the show. Have you guys send in just some stories. You're not asking for like, am I the asshole or anything like that. Just sharing some funny stories. Because these stories are kind of wild, if I'm being honest with you. These are some crazy stories. That is hilarious. Oh my God. All right. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and jump into our last story. If you want to send in your very own story, go ahead to patreon.com/Am I the Asshole Podcast. If you are on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, there in the description, there is a support the show link. You click that, it goes right to it. If you're on TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube, go ahead and click that link tree. Patreon is in there. $3 a month. You get to send in your own scenario to the show or a story, and I'll cover it. Or, if you don't really have any stories or anything like that, it's all good. You pay $3 a month, you get an exclusive episode. Like I said, you're about to get even more juice, throughout the week. We're about to be doing a Tuesday, Thursday, like normal. Friday if you're on Patreon, and then we're going to be doing Sunday live episodes. Remember, December 10th at 5 p.m. is going to be Am I the Asshole Podcast's first ever live podcast, all right? Live on TikTok. So be there or be square, because if you're not there live, then you're just going to have to listen to the recording afterwards. So don't worry, I'll make sure to have all the live recordings. They'll go up that Sunday so you guys can literally watch it. But all right, let's go ahead and get into the last story for today. I was in a love triangle. I was in a love triangle and I had no idea. All right, unbeknownst to me, I was in a love triangle with two girls. I'll name them Layla and Casey for privacy. We're all 21 in college. Layla only told me about this recently after everything died down and they both moved on. Ain't that about a bitch? I'm like, you could have, at least one of y'all could have told me you like me. What the fuck? We'll see though. It started with Layla. She apparently had a crush on me for 3 years. God damn, nigga. Her friend group, which I only became a part of later, knew about this, and all the time she did things to get my attention, like handing me my change, getting me to order food for her, and ask me to hold her bag, things like that. Things that I thought nothing of. I would think nothing of that either. Why would a girl think that that is flirting? What the fuck? That's not flirting. You know what I mean? Oh, order me some food. That's not flirting. What the fuck? Oh, can you carry my bag? It's so heavy. That's not flirting. Ladies, that's not flirting. That's not how you show a guy that you're interested in him. What the fuck? I would have thought nothing of it too. I'd have been like, this is my old lazy ass bitch friend. You know what I mean? Like, bro, that's not flirting. Cling to me a little bit, you know? Like, act like you want to kiss me or something. Hold my hand. Like, do some girlfriend ass shit. Like, what are you doing? Oh my God, that's retarded. I can see why she was in the fucking friend zone with him for 3 years, because she wasn't flirting with him. She was just having him do shit. It's like, that's not flirting. Okay, so then I started to get close with Casey during this time. We hung out, but never just the two of us, and she started developing a crush on me. She sort of became a temporary part of Layla's friend group, where she then revealed her crush on me to her. Okay. Then Casey started to subliminally show off to her that we're close by having us sit in front of her in class and complimenting Mr. when I recited in class. The one time this competition was most egregious, but still too subtle for me at the time, when they both asked me to order for them during dinner. She even said to her that she planned to confess to me at an upcoming Christmas party. Knowing this, Layla one day asked me out on a date to watch Past Lives. That was the very first time anyone asked me out, so I was shocked and flattered at the same time, so I said yes. On the days leading up to the date, we started chatting on Messenger, getting comfortable talking to each other. Then on a date, there was still a bit of awkwardness, as this was both our very first. Wow, damn, that's your first date and you guys are in college? Damn. I told her straight up that I didn't feel the same way because I didn't want to lead her on, but we still continued to enjoy ourselves. We both decided to keep our date secret because we didn't need the attention and our relationship purely platonic. Okay. After that, Casey probably figured us out and moved on and got herself a boyfriend. But we're still cool. No hard feelings. She even thinks me and Layla are together, but I told her it was just platonic. From then on, it was just me and her for a time, becoming even closer, but still no romance between us. On our second date, watching the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, it went a lot better than the first date. Since it was a lot less awkward, it was here she decided that she doesn't have a crush on me anymore, and from then on will start treating me like a friend. It was also on this date where she revealed all those details while ago that I knew nothing about. My self-esteem went up because of this experience. I mean, I don't know how your self-esteem went up, because nothing was successful. You know what I mean? Like, these bitches liked you, and then you practically friend zoned them. Like, I get it. Two girls liking you is like, whoa, but you didn't capitalize on any of them. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't capitalize at all. Like, sorry to call you out on this shit, but if I'm being honest with you, my guy, you didn't capitalize on these chicks. Like, you could have easily capitalized on them, but you didn't. And that's the weird thing for me. I'm like, bro, I would have at least dated one of them. But you sat there and was just like, nah, I want to keep it platonic. I don't want to lead you on. All this, like, what? You know, I don't know. Hey, like I said, I guess it's cool. You know, you had two girls like you at the same time. That doesn't always happen. I don't know how you had your first date in college. That's kind of weird, if I'm being honest with you. Like, nigga, you didn't go on dates in high school? Oh, man. And that kind of blows my mind sometimes, how people are so disconnected with like online and online dating and shit like that, that in high school, guys don't go on dates. And I'm like, bro, I was dating when I was in high school. When I was in high school, bro, I had a lot of girlfriends. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because I was one of those guys where, like, I would date a girl, and then, you know, once a girl, like, told me that she liked me, I would just dump the previous girl and then start dating her, just because I'm just like, fuck it, why not? I was never the type of guy to really date two girls at the same time or anything. I was just the type of guy that just really never said no to chicks. You know, regardless, like, I dated so many chicks. All walks of life, weirdos, anything. Man, I dated, like, so many emo girls. I dated, like, 2 fat girls. I dated a couple, you know, like, dancer chicks. I dated like maybe 1 or 2 actually like really hot chicks. I dated a freshman girl too. I was like, I didn't give a fuck, bro. I was just dating. I was like, dude, this high school shit, it ain't real. You know, I was like, dude, we're not going to continue dating out of high school. This is not something where, you know, we're going to be high school sweethearts. This is not something where, you know, it's going to be this magical, we get married and all this kind of, it's just not going to fucking happen. You know what I mean? Now, my first girlfriend going into, going into like my senior year, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna marry this girl and everything's gonna be great. She was toxic as fuck. I ain't gonna lie to you. She was toxic. And what I mean by that is she was the type of girl that, like, to us, we were dating, but to everybody else, we weren't dating, you know? And so it was weird because like other guys would still hit on her or whatever and stuff like that. And she loved the attention from other guys, but she loved like the boyfriend energy of me. You know, she was just like, oh no, I get the boyfriend energy from him, but I like all the attention from the other guys. And me, you know, being in high school, I didn't know, you know, what I know now kind of thing, where I was just like, I should have been locking that shit off, but I wasn't. And so, you know, she cheated on me a bunch of times. I was just like, damn, being a sucker like some of these guys, staying, you know, in these dumb relationships. And then it just got to a point where once I finally like left her, it was like, all right, man, none of this shit is real. Fuck this shit. I'm not going to have a high school sweetheart. I'm not going to get married to these girls. Nothing. I'm just going to date, you know, and I feel like that's what you should do in high school anyway. Fuck we talking about here? You shouldn't be trying to find the person you're going to marry in high school. Let's be honest here. You shouldn't. You should be dating. You should be getting experience. You should be having fun, doing what you want to do, you know, meeting people, so on and so forth. Like, I think that's what high school is really for, you know. But a lot of people sit there and they think that they're going to find their high school sweetheart and all that, but just stop. Because you're not. Like, stop taking it serious and just enjoy it. That's how I feel anyway. I don't know. But that's going to go ahead and wrap up today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. Like I said, man, December 10th is our first live episode. You know, I've been kind of plugging it all episode, but I really want you to be there. My goal is like 50 live people for this first one. So I'm hoping I can achieve that. Like I said, this episode will go up on December 7th. So literally that Sunday, December 10th, we're going to go live 5 p.m. So go ahead and get on the TikTok, follow us there. That way, once you see us go live, you could be on there, be in the chat. We're going to be going over a thread. We're going to be going over a bunch of am I the asshole scenarios? Am I in the wrong scenarios? We might have some Patreon stories or Patreon submitted stuff. And I just want to talk with you guys in the chat. So, you know, it's going to be super awesome. And like I said, if you miss the live stream or you come in late or whatever, don't worry, I got you. It'll be recorded and, you know, we'll be all good. So, again though, TikTok, Instagram, like, and follow, please. All the clips, you guys have been giving so much support on that. Thank you guys so much for all of that, as well as keep downloading and rating the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I appreciate all the support that you guys have been giving me, and because of that support, I'm going to give you guys even more content. All right. So, yeah, without further ado, thank you guys so much, and peace.